Okay, so we're about to dive into the third chapter of the Dutton origin story, 1944. And I don't know about you, but I'm so excited to see where Taylor Sheridan takes us this time. First, we had 1883, then 1923, and now we're jumping right into the chaos of World War II, but in the Dutton Ranch. I know, it sounds like a dream, but it is the truth. Here's what's wild to me. The story of 1944 picks up about 21 years after the ending of 1923. So, if you're keeping track, that means John Dutton II, aka the son of Spencer and Alexandra, is now in his early 20s. Yep, the man who eventually becomes the father of Kevin Costner's John Dutton is stepping into the spotlight. Now, if you remember how 1923 ended, then you know it was one of the most painful endings in the entire Yellowstone universe. Not gonna lie, I'm still kind of mad about it, and I doubt I'm the only one. After everything Spencer and Alexandra went through, Alexandra ended up dying from frostbite shortly after giving birth to their baby. Like, to say that these scenes has broke me is simply not enough. It was ruthless and unnecessary for the most part. But it seems like 1944 will be Taylor's attempt at having a redemption arc for himself as the creator of this universe. Because in 1944, we will see that this tragic loss of his mother, it's going to shape John Dutton II in a major way. He's going to grow up without his mother. And I think we can all agree that kind of grief leaves a mark. We're about to meet a Dutton who's more broken, more complex than anyone we've seen before. And that kind of pain will influence the choices he makes as he steps into adulthood, especially in the middle of a world war. Here's something I didn't expect. Julia Schlepfer, who played Alexandra, has actually said she'd be open to returning, even though her character died. At a For Your Consideration event earlier this year, she said, "I know Brandon Sklenar was lobbying for me to be a ghost. I'd be an Alex ghost for sure." And honestly, if Alexandra showed up in ghost form, either to comfort her son or to appear quietly during one of Spencer's moments of grief, I wouldn't be mad at it at all. In fact, I'd probably cry on the spot. But let me know if you are a fan of the idea. Now, we don't have an official cast list just yet, but let's talk about who might realistically return. Brandon has already said he'd love to reprise his role as Spencer. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm on the team that wants him back. Watching an older, more world-weary Spencer navigate life without Alexandra, raising his son, and mentoring him through the brutal realities of war will be the main topic of 1944. And I feel like the original actor who made us love Spencer would be the one that is suitable for the part. Plus, don't forget, the 1923 finale teased that Spencer would eventually have a romance with a widowed woman. Personally, I believe that detail didn't come out of nowhere, and I fully expect her to be a central figure in 1944. She might even help raise John Dutton II, which means her influence will be felt throughout the Dutton legacy. Another name who is expected to star in the series is none other than Matthew McConaughey. I know. You are sick of hearing his name in the same sentence with the Yellowstone universe. He has turned into a myth for the fandom at this point. Taylor has been trying to hunt him down for every upcoming Yellowstone show for the past couple of years. And yet, Matthew seems pretty chill about the entire idea of it. He wants an astronomical amount of money, which didn't seem reasonable for even a hit franchise like Yellowstone so far. However, the popularity of the 1923 Season 2 and the rising power of Taylor within Paramount suggests that this time, things will be different. This time, the rumor has it that they will convince Matthew to star in 1944 as a rival rancher who will try to manipulate the war conditions into benefiting himself, basically working against his own people. And the thing is, he will also try to convince John Dutton II to join him instead of contributing to the war efforts. So we will witness Spencer's struggle to lead his son to the right way and save him from Matthew's character. Now let's talk about the actual backdrop of this series, aka World War II. I mean, based on what I said so far, you might have guessed that this is going to be huge for the Duttons. We've seen them endure the Wild West in 1883, the Great Depression in 1923, and all kinds of personal loss during all this time. But I think we can all agree that war is a whole new level. As I said, John Dutton II is the perfect age to be drafted or voluntarily enlist, and that means 1944 will take us straight into battlefield scenes, military camps, and high-stakes missions. We're also going to see the ranch impacted by the war effort. Now, I don't want to get anyone's hopes up too soon, so let me just say, don't expect this show to premiere in 2025. Taylor's got a packed schedule, and this show is still very much in development. Most signs are pointing to production starting in late 2025, which means we're probably looking at a release in late 2026. So yeah, we've got a bit of a wait, but I have a feeling it's going to be worth every second. For more weekly updates, discussions, and analysis on the Yellowstone universe, make sure to like and follow. Meanwhile, the video on the screen might also interest you.